Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. Today I'm going to show you how to do a classic smoky eye. This is something that can either go really well or it can go really badly. So I'm going to try to show you guys how to do a simple and easy smoky eye. Let's get right into it. First thing I like to do is just start out with a base so that we can kind of prep the eye for all of the other products that we're going to be putting on top of it. I just go with a neutral color, whatever is going to match your skin tone. And I'm just going to take brush and I'm putting it all over the eyelid so that we can have a nice base for the dark eye that we're going to be putting on. I like to cover the whole thing all the way up to the eyebrow. Very easy. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it on the other eye. All right, now that we got our base on, I like to do the smoky eye in stages. So I like to go in with a couple of different colors and give it some texture and some depth. And that also makes it a little bit easier with the blending, so it's not all one color. I'm gonna go in and I like to use black and brown. I think for a smoky eye, it just helps with depth. So I'm gonna use a little bit of a darker brown. So I'm gonna brush the dark brown into the outside corner. All right, now that we have that darker brown on, I'm gonna go with an even darker brown. I put the lighter brown a little bit higher. Now I'm gonna take a darker brown and just keep it in this center section right here. It's important to remember that the key to a good smoky eye is blend, blend, blend. I like to blend each stage of it so that at the end I'm not having to go back and try to fix all the harsh edges. I'm gonna keep blending as I go. That's why it's taking a little bit longer, but it's worth it in the end, I promise. As you can see, I'm already starting to form a shape. I'm trying to make sure that with our smoky eye, we still have definition. So I usually like to shape the eyeshadow into a certain design. I typically go with a little bit sharper edges, but of course you can do it however you want. If you want to round the edges, that's great as well. But I'm going to show you guys how to do something that's a little bit more defined. All right, so we're going to take the dark brown and we're going to do the same thing on this eye. Now that we have the dark browns on, we're gonna move on to black. I kind of like to pack on the black. I'm not super tedious or light-handed on this part because we're trying to cover up a lot of area. So I'm gonna take brush with the black eyeshadow on it. I know it looks like we are covering up all of the work we already did, but the groundwork with all of the brown, it really does add a depth that you don't get with just putting on a solid black. It also helps with the line. We've already created a line and a shape for us to follow. So rather than having to create a shape with the black, we're really just filling in the lines. All right, that looks pretty good to me. So we're gonna move on to the exact same thing on the other eye. I will note that symmetry in this case is somewhat important because obviously you are trying to match up the size and the shape on each eye, but of course blending will come in, so even if one side is slightly higher than the other side, you can fix a lot of things with blending. All right, this is a good point to notice that this side, as you can see, it's higher than this side. So this is a good point to look and say, okay, where do I need to make adjustments? If this side's gonna be higher, I should bring this side up so that it matches and it doesn't look uneven or it doesn't make one eye look bigger than the other eye. So it's good to evaluate as you're going along as well. Stop, look, see if they're the same, see what needs to be done. That way you're not blindly putting on product and then you look back at it and you go, wait, something's wrong here. So it's good just to take a step back, look at both sides, see if they're even, and then you can make adjustments from there. Now that we have reached this stage, we have one of two options. We made a very defined shape and it looks great like this. You can have a very dramatic, show-stopping, strong, defined look. Then our second option is to blend. If you're wanting to have it be a little bit fluffier and featherier, we're gonna go ahead and blend. I'm just gonna take a clean brush, well, cleaner than the other brushes. I'm just gonna go in and blend this line so it's not so stark and harsh. With blending, it's not too difficult. It's not rocket science. All you're gonna do is you're just gonna go really near the top of the line and you're just gonna rub, and the lines will then begin to soften and spread. It does help when you're blending if you do little circular motions. That allows the eyeshadow to break up a little bit and it gives it a smoother blend. Now it is important to note that the blending is gonna look a little funky at first. It's gonna look a little bit uneven and you may be panicking right now, but don't panic. It's all about the adjustments, so we're just gonna blend right now and then I'll show you how to fix the little patchy areas. We also want the blend to get lighter as we go higher. We want obviously the lowest part to be the darkest part, and then the middle is getting lighter, a little bit of a gray color, and then the top should start to blend into the light part. So we do want to see those stages of dark to light. That's good on that side. We're going to move to the other side. I know the blending seems like a painfully slow process, and sometimes it is, but I promise you, blending is the key. I think we've all seen some looks that haven't been blended out very well, and we've all thought, man, that needs a blending brush. Even though it's slow and it feels like it might not be going anywhere, I promise it's working and it's worth it. It's also important to note that sometimes your blending brush just isn't doing it. So if there are some dark sections and you're like, I'm done with the brush, go ahead and take your fingertip and just smooth those things out a little bit. It's okay to get them dirty and it's not gonna mess anything up. In fact, it will probably help you so you don't grow in frustration with your blending brush. Now that we've blended that out a little bit, we're gonna do a couple more tweaks so that it seals the deal. We're gonna go ahead and take the first brush you had, which was just to put the base on. And I'm gonna take a little more of that base color and I'm gonna put that on the top part of the eyebrow, and it is gonna start to meet that very light gray color that we've blended out to. And I do want to start using this brush and blend into the light gray color that we have on the top there. This is all about melting the colors together, so that means we're gonna have to stack and layer the colors. Alrighty, so much better. Same exact thing, take that color again, do the same thing on the other side. All right, much better. We're finishing up, I promise. We're gonna take the brush that you applied the black with. We're not gonna apply any more product, we're just gonna use what's on there. We're gonna start dabbing in the little areas that may look a little patchy or have some holes, and we're just gonna add a little bit of black back into that section. So any part that you see that may not look filled, you're gonna lightly fill in. All right, now that we've filled in any holes, last time, I promise, we're gonna go back in with that blending brush and we're just gonna hit any of the harshness that came from there. This is just kind of a feathering, so we're not doing a ton of blending. We're just pushing up the product so that it blends into the top eyebrow. And if the inner corner still looks too harsh and it's not to your liking, take that blending brush and just hit it a couple of times and it'll smooth out. All right, everybody, that looks pretty good. So there is your smoky eye. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I hope the results turned out well for you. I think the key things to remember with the smoky eye is 1, apply several colors to add definition. 2, don't be afraid to pack on product. That is huge for the smoky eye. You want it to look full, you want it to look solid, so pack on that product. 3, I would say blend, blend, blend. And don't be afraid to make adjustments. Don't be afraid to go back in. Don't be afraid of making a mistake or making it worse, because you won't. As long as you blend out your smoky eye, if that's what you're going for, then you'll be fine. And I know you guys will do fantastic. Please let me know what else you would like to see. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye-bye.